7th Annual Martin Luther King Jr. Parade on January 20th, 2025, beginning at the corner of Smith and McKinney in front of Houston City Hall. This year's theme is, "In a diverse society, we must foster acceptance, maintain human dignity, and safeguard fundamental human rights." Also, the Martin Luther King Jr. Festival and Children's Day of Service will occur at Herman Park Square around the reflection pool at Houston City Hall and is open to the public. For more information, visit www.blackheritagesociety.net.
Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Firm. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas obtain parole and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. For more information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthis, you can find it at the website, parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
Listeners should be aware that the following program contains language and audio images which may be found disturbing and may not be suitable for your snotty-nosed little brat who probably cusses like a sailor behind your back anyway. Parental discretion is advised.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well, I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking Pro JV. I'm sure he's gonna come around by the time you get released. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen, poor boys, they know it's prison.
It's time to holler down the pipe chase and rattle them bars, because we're going to do a prison show for you right here at beautiful old, historic old, exciting new KPFT Houston, from the heart of Montrose, where we all hope tomorrow will be a better day.
Dreams, I can see your freedom. I will hold you once more. The men with no visitors, no money on the books. Remember, David's always gonna be here. You're never so alone. This thing's my love. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio. Prison radio.
And welcome to the Prison Show. Tonight is Friday, January the 10th. And let me say right off the bat, it's been an interesting week. You know, I don't know what's going on over at the Telford unit, but I know there's one Big Daddy over there. and Big Daddy, we've been seeing everything going on. And, you know, the troll group sends their love to you, and we all send their love, and, you know, we're going to hashtag free Big Daddy. Yes, we have all come to an agreement on that. And, you know, with that, you know what? You deserve it. All right. And I got a card that made me smile. David gave it to me tonight. It's Rodney's card from the Bell unit over in Cleveland. And, you know, I would pronounce your last name, but as we all know, that doesn't go very well when I do that. And, you know what? You will get an e-message from me, because you made me smile. So can you understand what it says, Gloria? His last name? Philot? We're going to go Philcott. Is that a cot? Okay. I'm just going to play it safe and say Rodney from the Bell unit. Yeah. Well, you're going to get a message from me, and we appreciate you writing. So be looking for that. So again, this week has been fantastic. Well, kind of. You know, when you're off for a few days for the holidays, and then that first long week back where there's no days off, it's like, ooh, I got to do this, and I got to do it every day. So tonight, David has lined up a fantastic show for us. Tatiana. And again, I'm not going to even give me a good French name, and I'm all there. But Tatiana, I'm just going to leave your last name off to the side for a second. Here, maybe Gloria can.
I can see it.
Santollo?
Santollo.
Santollo? Okay. Well, we're going to go with that, Tatiana.
She's on the phone. You can ask her.
Well, I will after. And we have Sharon McKinney. She is the executive director for TIFA. And, of course, Gloria is in the house tonight. She's sitting right next to me. And Abe Bonowitz.
She needs to speak into her microphone.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been earlier. When she sat down, she went all the way to the ground, and she needed a booster to get up to the mic.
Well, I can't hear her even if she's far away. It sounds like she's just in the room.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I don't think the
No.
mic's turned on.
Well,
Can you check and make sure it's plugged in?
Now talk. Hello. No.
Huh. Hello.
Hello. No, I can't hear you in my earphones either. So David.
buttons is
Well, David's going to come out here and check. But for right now, so we have Tatiana, we have Sharon, we have Gloria, and we have Abe, all making for a fantastic show tonight. And I'm sure there will be hiccups like they are every single week, right? Everyone knows this. It wouldn't be the prison show. And I've also learned that you can search the prison show on Adovo by just saying prison show. You can also search us and find us by typing the word gay. Because Gay Ray. That's right. Ray was our founder, and he was a gay rights activist along with a prisoner advocate. So when you search those two, it just when my friend Jay, hey, at the WIN unit, hey Jay, when he told me tonight that you can search for the prison show just using prison show and just using gay.
and you don't have to put the.
You don't have to put the on Adovo. Try it now.
Now, can you hear me? In your,
Speak up.
God,
No, you can't. She can't hear her.
I've never been told I have a quiet voice.
Gloria does not have a quiet voice. I can assure. Well, they can still kind of hear you even from you sitting away from the microphone. So that tells you, Gloria, you do not have the quiet voice. Not at all. But we're going to get to Tatiana because we want to make sure that. What did you say, David? Try it again.
Testing. Screw TJ.
No. Oh,
Oh no, we can't say that.
no, Gloria.
Okay. Abolish prisons.
Abolish prisons.
Tear down the walls.
Tear down the walls. Just don't do it. All right. So, she's going to have to move again. We keep moving her. I guess it's that mic. So, how about I scoot this way and you come over here? Well, so we're going to get to Tatiana. So, hey, Linda, can you push the button for Tatiana? Hi, how are you doing, Tatiana? Maybe. It's not coming through.
Probably because I'm not in there to do it.
Oh.
I was working on her.
David's indispensable.
He is indispensable. I thought all you had to do was push the little button.
Is this yours?
Yeah, that's mine.
Oh, I brought some too.
There you go, thinking again.
There I go thinking again. Are you there, Tatiana?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
Well,
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year. It wouldn't be the prison show if we didn't have a few hiccups, right?
Yes, ma'am. Of course. And I'm watching you guys, and I'm like, oh, my Lord.
Well, and now everyone else is going to be able to see us because David's going to upload video. So everyone else will be able to see what a cluster this is.
Oh, a wonderful thing.
You can try those. All right.
So we need to put out another plea for a cameraman.
Yeah, we need a camera person. And
There you go.
and their silence.
Oh, okay. I was just saying these phones aren't working.
All right. So
I'm going to actively start advertising this week.
Awesome. So what do you have for us, Tatiana, this evening?
I have, well, cold weather.
Yes.
There's been a lot going on in TDCJ. We have been running wild over here trying to keep up with so many complaints that were going on. And
Yes.
during the cold weather, there were some heaters that weren't working properly. And I know we had issues at Boyd Unit, Lyncher, Styles Unit. But I know that they've been fixed. We know we've had ongoing issues at Conley Unit. They didn't have water for about 2 weeks. The whole city was conserving water, but for some reason, Conley Unit decided to be extra conservative.
Ooh.
And shut the water off, and, not everybody was getting buckets of water to flush their toilet, so we can imagine the smell wasn't that pleasant.
Oh, yeah.
So we're working with them, and I know that they've had the water on for about 3 days already, thank goodness. So we're hoping that things are going back to I don't want to say normal, but...
Yeah, use the quotes.
You know what I mean, right, Dani?
Normal. In parenthetical. No, not parenthetical. Quotes. Using the quotes.
Yes.
Like anything's normal.
Like anything's normal.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know
I
a
can't
few
I can't even say decent either, so I'm trying to find the word, but I know you know what I mean.
I definitely know what you mean. And I also heard that quite a few units were picking up the blankets for some reason.
I don't know. I don't know why. Go figure. And
Yeah.
I know that they ended up passing more out again after the complaints were coming in. So yeah, it's been very, very busy for us. And mind you, as you said, we're all getting back to work after the holidays. So this was like a double whammy because, we got to get back into the rhythm of, going back to work and, and it's Texas Prisons Alliance,
Yes.
we're always open for business, but it was like it kind of boomed and soared this week. So it kind of took us out of our, okay. We're surfing there. We're surfing. We're cool. Everything was intact. So, we got that today or this week. So hopefully things are getting even a little bit better than what they were before. And also, our reentry division is growing. We have about four people in our resources division. The letters are coming in, and the requests are there. So we're very grateful. So we do want to tell our loved ones that are incarcerated, and I say all of them are our loved ones, to please be patient. If you have not heard from us, there's only so much that we can do. And also with the letters for assistance as well, please be patient. We've probably received your letter. It's just taking us a little bit of time, and bear with us definitely. And if there is like an emergency, please state it on the outside of the envelope. But I just ask for patience, and we will definitely get back to you. Definitely get back to you.
So, do y'all have anyone that's keeping up with the bills being filed?
We don't. Well, we have Christina, who is watching the bills. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Christina.
She has started. Yeah, Christina Badahovsky. She is she's one of our VPs.
Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
I know I try to look, for the bills being filed, but, again, when you go from having, a couple of days off a week, then bam, you're back to work full time. And then, trying to keep up with everything, the advocacy gets hard. So Christina is keeping track of the bills. Awesome.
Yes, she definitely is, and they will be featured in our, actually, this spring we're launching our first newsletter. So if anybody wants us to send them a copy of our newsletter, our spring newsletter will come out. The bills will be definitely included there. They can write us. If they don't have a loved one on the outside, they can write us and ask to be put on the newsletter list. Or you can have your loved one. If you have a loved one on the outside, they can go to our website at www.texasprisonsalliance.org, and that is our website, and they can go to the tab that says more, and they're going to click on newsletter, and they will be able to sign their loved ones up for the upcoming spring newsletter and the newsletters that come out after that, as well as the loved ones on the outside. We send email blasts once a month on status of things that are going on.
Now, just to make sure everyone knows, it's Texas Prisons with an S Alliance.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Want to get that S on the end. Yes.
Yes.
So have y'all had, so this is going to be the first newsletter you're sending out?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. The first one.
Okay. Hopefully you won't have any trouble, because for some reason, Linda and I are having a little bit of difficulty, even though we're an organization, but
Really?
Yeah, of course it is Linda and I, we tend to, tend to get our hands slapped a lot.
Do they deny them or what? Because we sent letters, we were responding to the letters for assistance via U.S. mail, and so far they haven't gotten kicked back.
Well, ours have. But ours is, is information, and for one reason or another, they just keep, like, nope, can't do this. Nope, can't do that. Nope. But I know. The only thing, it costs a lot of money for some of the items that we send in, and it gets kind of expensive when they're getting denied. But who knows? Maybe it's just us.
Okay, so these aren't just letters then. These are items.
This is actual, like, items people requested.
Okay. I understand.
Right. Some of the information about the Sunset Commission, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's strange. That is so strange. As long as it's coming from you, there shouldn't be an issue.
That's what I say. As long as it's coming from Linda.
Yeah, because we printed things off for some people that are requesting things, and they go through as long as, our envelope, it says, Texas Prisons Alliance, and it goes directly to the units. It doesn't go to Dallas. It's gone through.
Yeah.
That's so strange.
I know. It tends to be the Polonsky unit who has the issue with us. Personally, I think it's Linda. I don't think it's me.
I think it's Dani for sure.
Who knows? But anyway, anything. Let me get your physical address so the guys on the inside will know where to write.
Definitely. Our address is P.O. Box 1563, Pearland, Texas. And that's pear as in the fruit, Pearland, all one word, Texas, 77588.
Okay, I have P.O. Box 1563, Pearland, Texas, 77588.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. You got anything else that I got to close. Never mind. I apologize. That was a quick one. Well, we hope...
It was fast, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's actually been 11 and a half minutes.
Oh, really, David? Really, David?
Well, as the producer, I'm supposed to be the timekeeper. What did Dewey used to do? Dewey would flash his flashlight at you and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming on, and we look forward to you being on again real soon.
Definitely. I appreciate y'all having me, and take care and stay safe.
You too.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Now we have Miss TIFA herself, Sharon McKinney. Hey, Sharon.
Hey, y'all have just cracked me up. I was thinking about Dewey. In the old studio, wasn't there this big red buzzer thing?
Yes.
Didn't he used to press that big red buzzer?
He could talk to you. All of a sudden, you'd have his voice in your ears.
Right.
Yeah.
He would start hollering in your ear, and you would get all confused because you're trying to concentrate and keep on talking, and he's hollering in your ear. Oh, my gosh. Oh, Dewey, we miss you. And Gay Ray, no, y'all did not go there.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I bet they could take any word in that description and probably search that, and it would bring us up.
Probably. I just thought it was
They
funny.
could probably take TIFA. You just keep naming them off. Terry Leclerc.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Could be.
Yeah, because I gave them our
good.
about section. It just described us, so I bet that's how it worked. Elsewise, it's kind of
easier
weird. You
the better.
put in the word gay, and here we come.
I was blaming it on
Hey!
So, Sharon, what do you have for us this evening?
Well, I am all about the upcoming session, which
Woohoo.
starts next week. Woohoo! So, and I'm glad that I listened in to what she was saying, so I don't have to repeat anything. But session starts on Tuesday, the 14th. So this is the 89th legislative session, and we go all the way to June 2nd. So it's time, and we are following bills. TIFA follows bills. We're very active, in the trying to get bills filed, but I know the big thing everybody wants to know is earned time credit.
Mm-hmm. You know it.
Mm-hmm. You know it. So here's what I have to tell you. I am one person, and I got a half of Savannah. Is she there?
No, she isn't. I was kind of hoping she'd be here, but she's not.
Sure enough. Okay, so I got 1.5 people. I can't do it without some help. I have not gotten a commitment from a sponsor, so this is what I'm asking everybody who wants this bill to be filed this year. If you will have your family on the outside, just Google Who Represents Me Texas, find out who represents them, call their representative, call their senator, and let them know that we want this bill filed and we're looking for a sponsor. So I'm not saying that Joe Moody's not going to file it, but I don't have a commitment. So I don't want to make people think that I have a commitment because I don't.
And what's the exact name of it? Or do we even have that?
So they can pull up from last session, House Bill 1064 and filed by Carl Sherman. I'll post it on the TIFA website too. I'll post last session's bill, and then people can go there and get it off of there, and they can show them that. We've had some discussions about maybe changing not the bill, but how we talk about the bill, and just call it work time credit. We've tried that before, but I don't think we tried it long enough because everybody's paid for work, right? So if we, and shout out to Vondoy Cash up in Lanai unit for giving me this fabulous idea. Look, everybody's paid for work. Why don't we just make them, this is for work? Because people, what we've noticed through all the sessions that we've filed this bill before, is they don't want us to give this group of offenses, they don't want us to give this group anything. They don't want them to be able to earn anything. So they're not earning it, they're working for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, so we just kind of change what those people that hate on us, what they think and what they make everybody else think. We change that, and then let's get this done. But I am asking for help. I'm asking for all your family members to jump out there, call their representatives, because I have one representative and she is a nothing nice in this county.
You don't say. What county are you in?
Goliad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're a little
say it.
A little stuffy down here.
Say it, girl.
We're a prison community, though,
Right.
We're surrounded by Garza East, Garza West, Conley, McConnell.
Yeah.
Stevenson. Really, where do y'all want to work if you don't want to work at the prison? There are no factories down here. But she's very stuffy.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't want to hear it from me, so.
Well, is there any way that you can, I guess if they just Google, like you said, who represents them, but isn't there a website that they could go to just look at?
Yeah, it is. Isn't it texas.gov, who represents me? But I didn't write that. I didn't write it down. I just have it bookmarked on my computer. So I'm not exactly for sure the exact website, but I know if you go onto the Capitol website and you can find that there too.
Well, I'm going to see if I can find that and throw it up on the Prison Show's Facebook. See if I can get some help, because I definitely will give mine a call. And, I'm Montgomery County, so that's kind of stuffy too.
Stuffy too. Yeah, and I know the Texas Tribune, I saw today that if you go to texastribune.org, they have it up on their website too. So okay. I think people are putting it up, being the session starts on Tuesday. I think you'll start seeing it more and more, but I'll get it up on our website. Y'all get it up on y'all's, and if obviously if anybody needs help, they can reach out to any of us, and we're going to help them find out who represents them and exactly what it is they need to do. So
absolutely.
But it's time to storm the Capitol. But I have. There's been thousands.
Okay,
be careful with that.
I'm ready. Did you really just say that?
I didn't. I caught myself.
I'm ready.
You guys are going to become J6ers.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What's a J6er?
Really, Sharon?
Is that like state jail felony?
No, January 6th, the insurrection.
Oh my. You can't say that either.
You're storming the Capitol. I mean, isn't that what he said?
Oh, my goodness.
You know what I meant.
And I'm just going to go down as saying, meow.
Y'all are already wanted over there on Polanski, so whatever.
I know.
You
It's
know,
Linda.
add it-
It's Linda.
It's Linda. And just add it to my list of those who want a piece of me, just put them on there. But, gosh, I caught myself.
Well,
As we go down to talk to the representatives at the Texas State Capitol, I hope that y'all join me.
when will you be there?
I'm going to be there on opening day.
Oh, you will? Okay.
Are y'all coming?
Well, I need
It's going to be kind of hard to find people because, I know that they start all moving around offices and, we don't have committees yet, but it's time for me to go down there and walk some halls. So I'm going to go walk some halls next week.
Now, Savannah had mentioned something about February the 13th or 14th, maybe?
She did. So we were planning our rally for the 13th. We could not get the steps. We couldn't get the steps for that day. So we have looked at February the 12th. We were working with two other organizations for an advocacy day, and they wanted to have some different things going on. None of that has been confirmed, so I followed back up with Savannah today, and she said, let's just go on with our rally. I do have the steps reserved for February the 12th for TIFA's rally. If that's going to be a good date, I will let y'all know by mid next week.
Okay, and what time?
Noon. We've got the steps reserved from noon to 4.
Noon to 4 p.m. All right.
Mm-hmm.
On February the 12th. What day of the week is that?
I want to think it's a Wednesday because I think that we were going for a Thursday, but it may be a Tuesday.
It's a Wednesday.
A Wednesday, yeah.
It's a Wednesday. Okay.
Yep.
I'm just afraid that we're not giving people enough time to take off work and to really plan for it. And, if we do it a little bit later in session, if maybe we'll know more. But I don't know. I'm going to see what Savannah says, and we'll go from there.
Well, is there any other bill that you're aware of that we need to be on the lookout for?
I have not seen anything that would be beneficial to our loved ones. There are going to be some parole bills filed. They have not been filed yet, and I don't know exactly what those are going to be. But, Sunset's kind of ripping the parole board up pretty good for us. So we'll see what,
Which I'm happy about.
Yeah, me too. I really liked where they have to have two board members that have, business backgrounds, because I'm glad someone finally saw that we were very heavily stacked with law enforcement.
Yes. Absolutely. And they are very... David's giving me hand motions. He's throwing up.
Well, at least he's not, he's throwing, whoops.
Is that 1 minute or the middle finger?
I think it was.
Probably both.
No, it's 3 minutes and the middle finger. Thank you, David.
Good gosh.
I want you to feel welcome.
Okay, so
So wrapping up, so y'all can reach me by mail at TIFA, Post Office Box 300 220, Austin, Texas 78703.
Okay, P.O. Box 300220, Austin, Texas 78703.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yep. You can reach me on the website at tifa.org.
Have you had any problems with your newsletters going out?
No. Mm-mm. You know what? So I slipped through a parole survey last summer's, and nobody said anything about it. It slipped through, and even had a return stamped envelope in it, except the one unit, that unit in Beaumont, the Styles unit. That's the only one. They even called me. They told me, did I have permission to send in a survey? I'm like,
maybe.
I'm not for sure. I'll have to check on that. Yeah, but nobody else ever said anything. But no, we don't really mail a whole lot in. We usually answer everything by e-message. When they write us, we answer by, the e-messaging. So, unless if they're wanting like, to order a newsletter, I'll just send them the last newsletter with the order forms in there. So maybe that's why we haven't.
Okay. Well, Sharon, we need to wrap up. We appreciate you being on, and hopefully...
And how do you say your last name?
McKinney.
Oh, what name were you? Never mind.
That was so last guest.
Sorry.
Gloria. I was like looking at her going, I even know how to say
Not
McKinney.
a hard one.
Whoops. Okay.
That was awesome. All right. Thank you, Sharon. We appreciate you.
Y'all have a great night.
You
All
too.
right.
Bye-bye. Okay, Gloria, are you ready? Go.
I am ready. Okay. This is Gloria with the Texas Death Penalty Abolition Movement, which is a mouthful. We just say Abolition Movement for short. I am so excited because we are putting in the mail tomorrow our Christmas cards for Death Row. Next year, I told them we're going to start them at Christmas, but we're going to buy Valentine's cards, and then maybe they'll get there in time. Anyway, we're enclosing our newsletter for the winter, and if anybody who gets it has any responses to that, let me know. Oh, and Dani's showing it off.
I'm showing the camera. Okay.
Yeah, we went through, I was exhausted after I put all this together, just looking at all the things we did in 2024. It was a heck of a year.
It was.
And in some ways, it was an exciting year because, boy, the case of Robert Robertson just upset the apple cart. Mm-hmm. And the news coverage literally worldwide, and the creativity of Joe Moody and Jeff Leach were just awesome.
Hats off to them.
Yeah, really, big hats off. And I think the Dallas Morning News named them the Men of the Year or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I think so.
Yeah. So, anyway, as far as activities that are coming up for the abolition movement, January, what do we got? 2 weeks is the Martin Luther King Jr. parade, the 40-something, I forget. But it's going to be downtown, and the abolition movement is going to be in the parade. If you would like to join us, let me know, because what we're going to do is we have a pickup that we're going to have signs on, But in the back of it, we'll put, water and chairs for people to get tired or whatever. And then we're going to have Leonard Benton's cute little red Jeep, which is always an attraction getter. But what we're going to do, we're supposed to line up by 8:30 for a 10 o'clock parade. Jesus Christ, I guess they just want to freeze us. But
Probably.
hopefully the weather will be warmer by then.
What time is the parade again?
The parade's at 10 on Monday, January 20th. And so we're lining up on the outbound lane of Allen Parkway. If you just want to try to park and meet us there, then you don't have to be there at 8:30. And we are entry number 0450. 0450. And
If they want to get in touch with you, Gloria, how do they?
you can email me at Gloria Rubac, Rubac, at Yahoo, or you can call me at 713-503-2633. But you're welcome to be in the parade with us. We'll have signs. We'll have candy to give to the adults seem to want the candy more than the kids. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it's a fun parade. And there will be thousands of people downtown, and there's only one parade this year, so you don't have to worry about going to the wrong one. We have not set a date for Death Penalty Lobby Day yet, but we will have a Death Penalty Lobby Day, and we're going to start doing training for that on Saturday, February 1st at 12 noon at Shape Center. And one or two of the state reps are going to send one of their staff members to go through what happens when a bill is filed, why does it have to go to a committee, and then what happens if the committee has a hearing, if the committee passes it out of committee, and then I think it goes to a calendar committee. Anyway, they're going to explain all that and then explain how to talk to legislators. And for somebody like me who has a quick temper, you have to learn how to talk like you're at church or something and be very patient.
And what time is it on February the 1st?
February 1st, 12 noon at Shape Center. And I think we're going to be back in the library. But anyway, they'll tell you at the front desk. And it's the Shape Center on Live Oak, 3815 Live Oak. And I'm hoping that Christina Morales' aide will join us. Christina was on the Criminal Jurisprudence Committee, the House Committee, along with Leach and Moody. But who knows who's going to be on that committee. And at least John Whitmar's not heading the Senate Criminal Justice Committee, but maybe they can find somebody who hates prisoners just as much as he does. Who knows? Anyway, but we're going to prepare for Lobby Day probably not until March, because that way the bills will be assigned to committees and we can figure out what to do.
And you'll let us know ahead of time some people can take off.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we'll spend the whole day lobbying and hopefully have a rally at noon, or else a press conference in the press room outside of the House chambers. Okay, and then I just want to say since the women can now, they don't hear us live, but they can hear us on their tablets.
Yay!
Yay! I just want to say happy birthday to Brittany Holberg and Darlie Routier, who have January birthdays. And Erica, bless your heart, your mom is in the hospital with emergency gallbladder surgery. I think I'm a jinx. I was supposed to meet with somebody Wednesday to get our Cash App thing figured out, and they went home from work with 101.4 temperature. And then I was supposed to meet Erica's mom Thursday. She was going to make my hair blue. And
Maybe I should back up from you.
Yeah, and she texted me in the middle of the night, and she says, I've been thrown up for 2 hours, I'm not going. She works at a beauty college. I'm not going into work. And then she texted me tonight that she's still in the ER, but they're looking for a hospital so they can do surgery.
She was at the event.
The 25th annual March
yes.
for Abolition. She was the first speaker. And Erica called her today, so she knows what's going on. But anyway, okay.
It's time to close.
Okay, well, we have 4 executions coming up. Let me see. Angie was going to text me what I forgot. The first execution coming up, if there's no stay, is Stephen
Nelson on February the 5th.
February 5th. And he has a book out. And let me see if Angie texted me that. Oh, good. Oh, God, if I can read it. I'm just going to close. Can I read a poem? Or how? No. I suggest y'all look for Stephen LaWayne Nelson's book. He has some beautiful, beautiful poetry. And, Stephen, I hope you can get a stay of execution. This is a law of parties case, which is one of the things we're going to be lobbying about. So best of luck to you and Richard, who both have Richard Tabler, who have February dates. Okay.
All right, David, bring on Abe. Hey, Abe.
Hey, greetings, everybody. Happy New Year and all that jazz.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Well, such that it is. And prayers for all the people that are dealing with the various calamities of the weather. I hope it's not too cold down there, everybody. But in any case, let's get on with it. I was glad that Gloria started talking about the upcoming cases in Texas. That's Stephen Nelson in particular on the 5th. If you go to deathpenaltyaction.org, right on the front page, there's a link to a petition for him and the others that are coming up quickly. And from there, you can get a link over to his webpage, and that's where you can find the book and the poetry and all that. And also, super exciting stuff is happening with that campaign. In fact, there should be some billboards and bus ads and other kinds of, high-level publicity, visibility stuff going up in Austin soon, because they want to be talking about the law party stuff, which I know the Texas Abolition movement and others in Texas have been raising a lot of concern about that for years, and we have to. So, but actually the first execution coming up in the country for this year is going to be South Carolina, a guy named Marion Bowman on January 31st. That is an innocence claim case. It's going to be interesting to see if we get all the way to an execution date on that one. Then, of course, February 5th is Stephen Nelson. February 6th just announced Demetrius Frazier in Alabama. That's another gas execution. Don't have a lot of information yet about the details in that case, but I know that the attorneys are going to be, they were thwarted by missing deadlines with court filings and such, according to the courts, in terms of challenging the awful and horrific method of gas suffocation execution. So they're going to try again with that case, and that's just less than a month away, so we'll see where it goes. Then February 13th is Richard Tabler in Texas. Just today got a new date set in Florida, the first one in a while, February 13th. And then you get into March with David Wood on the 13th, and then Oklahoma's next execution, Wendell Grissom on March 20th, and then Moises Mendoza, April 23rd. And that's as much as we have scheduled that I know of so far this year. But we could be looking for execution dates in states that haven't done it in a while, or states that have and just haven't been doing a lot of them, and that could include Tennessee, Arkansas, Indiana, Arizona, Georgia, maybe North Carolina. The governor there in North Carolina, by the way, since the last time I was on, they had a campaign going on to ask Governor Cooper to commute all of the death row sentences, which was over 100 and I think it was 146 or something like that. Anyway, he did commute 15, and we're grateful for that. But then, again, here they go, picking and choosing, just like Joe Biden did, picking and choosing and setting some people as more valuable than others, and it's awful. So, in any case, also looking for potential execution dates in Utah and Louisiana, if I didn't mention them. If you ever look at like the Death Penalty Information Center schedule of upcoming executions, they list everyone that's actually there. But there's a number of dates, like, for example, in Ohio, where there's more than 30 people with execution dates, but Governor Mike DeWine, who is consistently pro-life, and therefore he keeps pushing, kicking the can down the road and reprieving people as they come up. So that's a positive thing there that he's doing. And we're working now to build a campaign to see if he'll commute all of the death sentences in Ohio. If we can't get a bill through to abolish the death penalty in Ohio, I want to talk about legislation in a moment. But the other big thing that's happening, and this is our big campaign right now that we've been working on for pretty hard, as you know, for a few months, and that's the federal and military death penalty. We're certainly grateful to President Biden for commuting 37 of the 40 death sentenced individuals, whether they wanted it or not. That's what he did. He commuted 37, leaving 3 people on death row, all of whom were convicted of hate crimes and terrorism and that sort of thing, and mass shootings. The Pittsburgh synagogue shooter, the Charleston church shooter, the Boston bomber, all ended up, are still on death row. A couple of guys who were commuted actually are trying to challenge that. Unfortunately, it seems like the president has ultimate authority and they're going to be stuck. But it seems as if the good news is, and the reason that they were challenging it is because they feel like they have innocence claims. And of course, when you're under a death sentence, you get better legal representation afforded to you and more opportunities to appeal. So that's why if you're innocent, it actually helps in some cases, theoretically, to have a death sentence, because you get better representation. In any case, the president left 3 people on the federal death row and also 4 people on the military death row. And we are campaigning. We've got about 11 days left until a week from Tuesday to get the president to complete those, to commute the rest of them. Because if he doesn't, what he's effectively doing is handing over those 7 people to Donald Trump for execution, which Donald Trump has promised to do. Now, obviously, these people have to get through their legal processes. But what we also know is that the Trump administration and Donald Trump, and the courts that he has set up to be smoothing the path for him, don't really care about the rule of law anymore. And it's very clear that if you're Donald Trump, nothing's going to stick to you. So, they are going to do whatever the hell they want to do.
Hey, Abe,
and that's why, yes.
When he was in office last time, didn't they execute someone who hadn't completed his appeals? Am I remembering?
There were people that had more appeals that they could do, but I don't know the specifics of that. I'm going to write that down and see if I can find out more information about that, and I'll try to bring that back next time. And if you have a name, shoot it to me, and I'll look for that. But, there were certainly people that were his attorneys. I mean, you got to remember this was in the middle of COVID, and his attorneys were, or the attorneys working those cases often couldn't even get into the prison to see their clients because of the whole COVID thing. And we do know that, for example, the first one, Daniel Lee, his death warrant ran out. And theoretically, legally, he should have had a whole new process, which at that time was 4 months from the time you get your date until the time of execution. Well, they just said, hey, we're giving you a new date. It's right now. Get on the gurney. And then while that was being litigated, they had him strapped down for more than 4 hours before they killed him. Anyway, that's lots of stories that need to be told. But on Wednesday this week, the day before President Carter's funeral, we were in Washington, D.C., delivering, again, a letter from almost 450 organizations and also over 50,000 petition signatures from individuals to the White House. And we stood outside. We got as close as we could to the White House, and we tolled our bell. We have this great bell from Delaware citizens opposed to the death penalty that was rung outside of each of the executions in Delaware. And then they abolished the death penalty in Delaware, and they gave that bell to Death Penalty Action, and we're taking it around the country and tolling it outside of prisons during executions when we can get to them. So you'll be seeing us down in Huntsville one of these days, maybe if it doesn't get stopped for for Stephen Nelson. We'll see how that goes. But in any case, we've got that public-facing stuff, and then we've got our inside channels that we're still working, and we're encouraging people to text President Biden. They're no longer taking phone calls on the White House comment line, but you can text them. All that information's at deathpenaltyaction.org. I know my time is running up, so I want to make sure to give a shout-out to Rodney Reed and to Melissa Lucio. Melissa, you're coming home soon, God willing. Rodney, you're coming home soon. I don't know how that was going to work yet, but somehow it's going to work. But Melissa is just waiting for the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals to uphold the order signed by the judge who originally sentenced her to death and by the prosecutor of Cameron County, both saying she's innocent, let her go. And we're waiting for that to happen, and it could be any day. So then just quickly, you were talking about legislation. We need to make sure, especially in Texas, but everywhere, that legislation gets introduced to address the whole problem with procedural bars, with this question of once you get past a certain deadline, no new evidence, whatever argument you want to make, it can't be heard because it's too late. And we've talked about that before. We can talk about that again. But that's one thing, not just the Robert Robertson thing, which is important, but for everybody. Like Arthur Brown, he was executed, but they didn't come up with the evidence of his innocence until a month before he was executed. How crazy is that? We're working with folks in Connecticut on legislation to prohibit the export from Connecticut of anything that might be used in executions, and that's important because corporations in Connecticut have actually sold the drugs used for the federal executions, and they've agreed not to do that anymore. We had a whole campaign about that with our colleagues at Worth Rises and Reprieve, and we won that. And then there's also the company that owns the company that makes the mask that is used for the gas suffocation executions. That's in Connecticut, too. So that's why we're running that bill in Connecticut with our allies, and we feel good about that. And if it happens, it's going to be the first time in the country that that's happening. And the other thing of bad legislation we should be expecting, expansionist legislation, including renewed attempts to bring, we were able to kill the bills to try to bring gas suffocation executions into Kansas and Nebraska and Ohio last year, and we expect those bills to be reintroduced in the new legislative sessions going forward. So those are what's, and probably, they're going to come up with any other kinds of crazy ideas to expand executions instead of bringing our country to a more just space. And that's the space that we're in right now is everybody's holding their breath to see what's going to happen with this Trump administration and how bad things are going to get for lots of people, especially brown people. And we have to be very, very, all of us have to be vigilant and standing up when we see funny business happening in the streets with the police and other law enforcement agencies. And, we have to be ready to put our bodies on the line for that too, especially for the people that are targeted. If you're not one of those people that's targeted, it's our duty. It's our duty to be out there in defense of those who are targeted. So with that, I'm going to leave you and say thank you very much for having me. It's always a pleasure, and Death Penalty Action is honored. And find the petitions for the upcoming executions at deathpenaltyaction.org. You can write to us, of course, at P.O. Box 89. That's P.O. Box 89 in Ghent, G-H-E-N-T, New York, 12075. That's P.O. Box 89, Ghent, G-H-E-N-T, New York, 12075. Eventually it'll get to me. Eventually I'll get back to you. I live in Ohio, and you got too much on our plate, but it is a priority to try to get back to folks. So with that, Dani and everybody, thank you.
Have a great weekend. Thank you, Abe, for all the information.
Of course. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Now, what somebody mentioned to me is that maybe Trump wouldn't want to kill the people that bombed or killed the people in the synagogue or in the black church because he would side with them.
Well, wouldn't
that be a trip?
Yeah.
You really think that?
I don't, but...
Yeah. You got 1 minute if you want to say anything else.
1 minute.
Go. 1 minute. You got 1 minute?
You got 1 minute, Gloria.
You want to talk about your book or something?
Oh.
I know you was trying to and you got cut off, and I'm sorry, but
that's
you got 1 minute and I got to pay the bills.
Okay. Yeah, 1 minute. I'm going to read one of Stephen's poems. A voice echoes in the dark with no one to hear, trepidation in the voice, a real sense of fear. A man's entombed as if dead, placed on death row, an outcast of the world, with no empathy shown, a dead man in a casket. Even he gets a string in case he comes alive. There's a bell for him to ring, that man on death row. Needs a bell to toll, his voice echoes in my heart, so this poetic string I pull.
Wow.
His poetry is awesome.
Yeah, it really is. It kind of, yeah. Very good, Stephen. All right, David, you want to pay the bills?
You're listening to KPFT Houston. Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Team. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped to represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas, obtain parole, and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. More information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, can be found on their website at parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
Spider message.
All right. And now I think Gloria wants to give a shout out.
Just real quickly, Spider, I forgot to tell you when you called me today, but I got a message from Hilda, and she's got a new phone, and she said that's why she's not answering your calls, because you're calling the number that she doesn't have anymore. So,
She needs to register it.
yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
I know. And then T, oh my God, Securus, I have been cussing out Securus for 2 weeks now.
Not you.
Yes, because I wrote you 2 long letters on Securus, and then all of a sudden it says, this is not working right now. Please come back. And then when I go back, the letters are gone. They're not in my draft folder. And I'm like, okay, how many times do I have to write like 3-page letters?
Yeah, that's why I usually write it in Word and then transfer.
Yes,
because unless it's a quickie,
right,
then you just boop.
Oh, so Securus, you are on my
don't say it.
Bad. I'm not going to say it. You're on my bad list, and I have been cussing you out.
All right. Well, we have opened up the line 713-526-5738. Option number 2 to give a shout out to your loved ones. And right now we have Leslie. Hey, Leslie.
Hi, everybody. Hello, TDCJ. I just wanted to say hello to everyone.
You okay?
Yeah.
Well, I wish you were here so I could hug you.
Thank you.
I know this prison life is hard for both the people incarcerated and the people who love them on the outside. It's very hard. And I'm sorry you're going through this. And I know he's going through it too.
Yes, we both are.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just want to say, to everybody out there, it is very hard. I'm sure him being inside is extremely hard. We both have a lot of anxiety, and I do too. As you can see, I'm in, or not, y'all can't see, but I'm in North Dakota, so it's been a struggle. But just making amends to the people you love, and yeah.
It's very easy, Leslie, to second guess yourself. And when you can't be in front of that person all the time, just remember that. Don't second guess yourself. Don't second, if you love someone, just.
Yeah, I understand. I'm sorry. I just had a little emotional breakdown on national whatever on the prison show. But hey, this is true emotions and feelings, and yep. So it's just me and my dog and my daughter and her dog. It's cold. Anyways, Sugar Pom Pom. Anyways, I'm going to let y'all go.
Okay. Great big hugs to you, Leslie.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think, it's hard for people incarcerated, but it's also very hard for their loved ones out here.
Mm-hmm.
Because, we don't know what's going on in there. They don't know what's going on out here.
And this cold weather scares me.
It scares me, too.
I mean, I've got heat in my house, and I'm still cold. And then I think about them taking blankets away from people. And,
yes.
I
still don't understand why they were doing that.
Because they're mean.
Well, yeah, yeah. And I know at the Ellis unit, something was wrong with the boiler. So they had no hot water. They had no heat. Nada. They had nada. So.
And it's 30 degrees in Huntsville.
Yeah. And I know, hopefully at the Ellis unit, they got that repaired. I know they were working on it, but for a little while there was no hot water. And when you think about it, hot water washes the dishes.
Gross. And it feels like 27 in Huntsville. So I really hope you guys are keeping warm.
I know. All right, now we have Caitlin.
This is a shout out for Beth Garza in Plonsky. Hey Boo, how are you? I hope that you're in good health, spirits staying safe, and that there is a smile on your handsome face. As for me, everything is okay. Yeah, I'm just in from work. So yeah, I'm a bit tired, so I'm going to have a bit of a snoozer in a bit. But other than that, all is good. The shift went well, and it was pretty quick. So yeah, no complaints. I'm here now with Daytona, and she is actually at this moment kicking me off the couch. So if I go flying on, you know why. Other than that, yeah, everything is good. Buddy is doing good. I am going up to him tomorrow. Hopefully it won't be as cold as what it has been over the last few days. I think like yesterday and today it was like in 20, 28, 27 degrees. So yeah, it's been chilly. And the paddocks where he is kind of pretty hard and icy. So he has been staying in his apartment because I don't want him to have a party out in the paddock and hurt himself, which he probably might do. Please know that you're my heart, thoughts and prayers, and know that I'm sending you big hugs and kisses. So good night, sweet dreams, and stay safe. And I want to say hi and hope you all are doing good to Eric, Mark, Blaine, Will, Debo, Moy, and Rudy. Hope you all are doing good. And yeah, take care. And chat later. Okay, and to everybody at the prison show, a big, big thank you for making this happen.
I just love Caitlin. She's awesome. She always makes me smile.
Me too.
Hey, Boo. How are you?
Beto Garza's lucky.
He is lucky. Very lucky. Great friend there. All right, now we have White Wolf on line 1. Hey, White Wolf.
Hope everybody's having a happy New Year. I am calling to request, number one, information on how to call the president's office, because Leonard Peltier is a Native American Lakota that has been held in more than 40 years and did not commit the crime. And the DA said they didn't know who did it, but they wanted somebody to pay for it.
Are you talking, who were you talking about?
Leonard Peltier.
Oh.
Okay.
Biden needs to commute his sentence now.
Yeah.
Repeat, please.
She said Biden needs to commute his sentence now. I know.
Yes.
I know that you can go on to the.
I can't go online. I'm computer illiterate. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's why I need a phone number if you've got one. Because I'll tell you, here's where this goes. A letter holds the weight of about 500 people. A phone call holds the weight of about 100 people. When you go to emails, the weight that it holds is a lot less. So I need to get my voice in there, and I'm ignorant. I don't know what the number is.
Okay. The number that I'm seeing is 202.
Go ahead.
456.
Got it.
1111.
You're so nice to me.
Well, thank you.
I hope enough people take an interest to let this innocent man off the hook. Yes, he was there, and they took his rifle in and did the ballistics, and it wasn't his that did the damage. And the DA in court said, we don't know who did it, but somebody's got to pay. And Leonard got stuck with it. He's been on death row since forever.
Well, he's not on death row, but he's doing a virtual death sentence because he's going to wind up dying if they don't let him out. And he's going blind.
And I understand, on top of the going blind, he's probably got macular degeneration. He has cancer also.
Oh.
They're doing their damnedest to not let him get out. And if he gets out for a day, it will be a day of jubilation for our people. Thank you for your help. And everybody, I hope everyone that can has a happy New Year.
And call that number because I just dialed it and you can make a comment 24 hours a day.
I will be the next call I make.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, White Wolf.
Happy New Year. And I hope you guys support Leonard's commutation of his sentence. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I've signed several petitions.
For
Leonard, yeah.
Yeah. What state is he in?
He was in Florida. I'm not sure if they have. They told him he's losing his sight, and I don't think it's macular degeneration. I think it's something else. And they said he could see a doctor in 6 months, and they told him that 6 months ago. So it's really criminal what they're doing to him because they know, and they admit now he didn't kill anybody. He shouldn't be in prison, period.
Wow.
So, and I just got a message from Francois. He wanted me to remind people to check out his videos. What are they called? Death Row Stories on YouTube. And the most recent one is me. But he did a good job of editing me because, I can kind of go off the the chain sometime.
You, Gloria?
Yeah. I get emotional. But anyway, he did, I think, 4 with Pam Perillo that, oh, my God, just touches your soul to hear them.
You know, Gloria, I don't think I've ever asked you what got you involved in the death penalty.
Well, in 1982, it was the first execution after it had been reinstated, and somebody said, well, there's something going on at the Unitarian Church. Let's go up there. So we went, and this is when they were at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
So we went up to the church, and they said all these nice things. And I said, shoot, let's just go to Huntsville. And then me and a friend got to Huntsville, and there was students literally with kegs of beer celebrating. Thank God we don't see that now.
No, we don't.
And then I was furious at Amnesty International because I started yelling something, I don't know, and they said, this is a silent protest. And I said, they're getting ready to kill somebody. You know, if they were going to kill me, I would hope my friends would be hollering. So I was so disgusted. And this was 82, I was a carpenter then. I think we got home at like 2 in the morning or something. I had to be at work at 6:45. And I was building a column on some building downtown, and I was waiting for the engineer to tell me if I had it up straight or what. And I was leaning on it, and I fell asleep. He said, Gloria, what did you do last night? You must have had a real good time. I said, no, I had a hell of a time. But I got involved because of Clarence Branley.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a case we finally won. He went to death row in 1980 and got
he
out
was
in
out
90.
of Montgomery County. And everyone remembers that I live in Montgomery County. It's one of the most conservative counties probably in the United States.
Yes.
But most definitely in Texas.
Well, you know, we had an all-night camp out at the Montgomery County Courthouse for Clarence, and I didn't go to sleep. About 3 o'clock in the morning, the Klan was driving by, shouting all this stuff. I woke everybody up, and we started yelling at them. But Montgomery County is the pits.
It really is.
As far as criminal justice.
It definitely is. It's very targeted.
And then when Clarence finally got out in 1990, he sued Texas for wrongful imprisonment because he was innocent. Well, they sued him because he didn't pay child support the 10 years he was on death row.
You know what? You bring up a good point, because we hear that a lot, that people who are incarcerated, when they come out, they are in trouble with the government because they didn't pay child. Well,
hello?
What the hell?
And even if you're not on death row and you have a job in Texas, how much do you make an hour? Zero.
I know. So that still stuns me to this day that they.
Mm-hmm. And Clarence's brother, Ozell Branley, is still trying to get compensation, trying to get Montgomery County to exonerate him, and they won't do it.
Because Clarence has children.
He has 5 kids. Of course, they're grown now, but still.
Yeah. How many years was he?
80 to 90. 10 years.
10 years. On death row.
And his kids were growing up. He missed their high school graduations, their proms.
The case, the murder, is still unsolved because it wasn't him.
No.
So someone, well, I think we know who did it, but they were never punished.
There was 5 custodians at the Conroe High School, and 2 white. He was the only African American, and there was one older man, Icky Pease. They took he and Clarence in, and the sheriff or the ranger or whoever it was, he said, one of y'all is going to pay for this.
And Icky was...
he was an old white guy that wasn't quite all
there.
He
was mentally impaired.
Right.
So they brought the 2...
So they pointed at Clarence and they said, well, since you're the N-word, you're elected. And that's how he went to death row. So I started visiting people on death row because I couldn't visit Clarence. He had 9 sisters and brothers.
Yeah.
And his mom and dad were still alive then. but he introduced me to people. And that's how I met Harvey Irvin. And
T.
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 T had a date in the 80s. And you know what? I was seeing Clarence on a media visit. That's what it was. And he told me, hey, and that was before they acted like Nazi generals. He said, go over there and talk to that guy. He wants to talk to you. And it was T. And T said, I want you to witness my execution. I'm like, dude, I don't even know you, and I don't know if I could do that. They'd probably have to kill me. And I cried all the way back home. Driving home, I had a class at TSU, and I walked into class, and my eyes were red, and my professor goes, God, what is wrong with you? I said, somebody just asked me to witness their execution. She goes, oh, my gosh. Anyway, so that's how I got into it. And then when I witnessed my friend Carlos Santana's execution in March of '93, and we were in the same room. That was before the victims' families could go in. And we were just talking and talking. And the last thing he said to me, he said, Gloria, promise me one thing. And I said, sure, anything. He said, promise me you'll never stop fighting the death penalty. And I said, I promise. And I have kept my promise to Carlos.
Oh, yes, you have. And then some, yeah. Because your voice is like three people. If you haven't been around Gloria or heard Gloria at one of our execution protests, she's loud and even louder sometimes.
And obnoxious.
And obnoxious. And
angry.
Yes. She's all the above, and all the officers out there know us.
Well, you know, for years they said we couldn't stand where the crime scene tape is. And I'm like, call the police. I don't care. You're getting ready to kill somebody? You're going to tell me where to stand? Finally, they stopped telling us.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and Joanna, one of the first times that I was around Joanna, they told Joanna that she couldn't sit somewhere. And,
on the sidewalk at the warden's house.
And Joanna was 82 at the time, and she was frail, and she looked up at that officer, and she said, go F
she
yourself.
Goes, F you! But she didn't, she said the whole word.
Yeah.
So loud. I'd never heard Joanne talk that loud, and I'd known her since the 70s.
Yeah, it was priceless. Even the look on his face, he's like, okay, never mind.
That old lady just told me that?
I'm going to... Well, thank you, Gloria, for being here tonight. I had to ask you that just to let people know a little bit more about you.
Well, I'm going to keep my promise to Carlos.
Keep protesting.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Gloria. You have a great night.
Okay, I'm going to get out of here and go back in that cold weather.
I know. It's too cold for us. All right, now let's get to Carmelo.
Good evening, Prison Show. Actually, this is his female cousin, Carmela.
Carmel, you know what? I'm just reading off the screen, and
that's okay.
Blame it on Linda.
Yeah, blame it on Linda. That's okay.
And so it's Carmela.
Yes. I'd like to make two quick shout-outs. The first one is to my nephew. I forgot his name. Bradley Leland Aiken at the, don't tell me, Beto unit. How do you say that name?
Beto
unit. Hey, Bradley, this is your aunt. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you had a good week, and hopefully things are progressing for you. Again, I got to swallow my pride and talk to your mom to see how you're doing and what I can do besides make her mad. And I just been thinking about you. This is a new year, and I hope you have a new start and things are moving forward for you. I hope you're staying warm and dry. It's really cold here. We might get a light freeze here in Houston tonight. So just stay warm, hunker down and stay warm. And just know that I love you. I've always loved you and I always will. We all make mistakes. I've made my own mistakes. I'm still homeless, but thank the Lord I have a roof over my head. So just keep your head up, your chin up, and wear out your knees. Talk to God. He'll help you. You take care, and I love you, and I'll shout out to you next week. Okay? And my second shout out is for Marcus Mullins at Dieball Unit. Hi, Marcus. I hope you're staying warm, safe and dry. It's cold. The poor doggies, this Mother David is letting them stay in the garage. So Daisy looks like she's doing okay on her hip that got hit by the car. I don't know if they're just gonna let it go and let it heal on its own or what, but she gets around, I'll tell you. But today was Mrs. Jennifer's birthday, so they went over to Mrs. Edna's this evening. All the kids are doing great. Little Joy is growing like a companic. I'm doing okay. Just thinking about you, and I hope things are going well for you. Stay warm, dry, and just keep putting your one foot in front of the other. And hope you have a great year. Remember you're loved and covered in prayer. And someday soon, hope to see you. You take care, Marcus. Thank you, Prison Show, for allowing me to shout out. You guys stay warm and dry and traveling grace back home, and have a warm weekend. Good night.
Good night. Same to you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Now, I think Mike, I believe.
Hello, this is Mysterious Mike doing a shout-out for the Prison Show. Here's my shout-outs. The guys at Texas, Guy Alexander, Jamie Cuppett, Stephen Russell, Stephen McGee. Shout-out for Haas. Shout-out for Raymond Lee Cart. Shout-out for Bill R. Sims. Shout-out for Clarence Lee Bowman. Hopefully you're doing much better. Shout-out for Matt Thomas. Shout-out for Haas. Shout-out for Stephen McGee. And you can continue to write to Mysterious Mike in care of David Collingsworth. And also have a nice day and a good weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, and what is that address? That address to write to Mysterious Mike, or if you want to write to the Death Row Angels, Linda or I, you can write in care of the Prison Show, 226 Chipmunk Trail, Shepherd, and I guess I better say it correctly because there's people from out of state. It's Shepherd, Texas, 77371. However, but people here in the area call it Shepherd, America. Shepherd, America. All right, now we have Stacy.
This is to my husband, Sporty Black at Wainwright Unit. Hey, baby love, this is kissing you your Friday night tuck-in. Mwah. How's the day been for you? Our girls and I are getting ready to be snowed in. Yeah, expectations from the 7 to 10 inches, and the snow started around noon. I've been on the machine a minute. because we got some Google alerts to publish. I'll let you know about them with our whispers. Then I finally found the answer to the life sentence query. The Sentencing Project came out with it today. I'll send you the percentage in an e-note, and then we'll speak on it tonight. I sent you an e-note today, too. It was just an article. Virginia to pay $1.6 million to people held beyond prison release date. Yeah, baby. This is our common soothe. All is well. Just trying to get and stay warm in this 25-degree weather. Our hot water's still frozen, too. It'll thaw out in a few days. Oh, and I've got a doc appointment Monday, but I might have to cancel it if this snow gets too bad. Baby, remain healthy and safe. Stay focused and tough. We're solid. I love you, baby. Mwah. Take care, sweetheart. Mwah.
All right. And now we have a Linda.
Hey, guess who? Hey, guys, how are y'all doing tonight? I'm going to do some shout-outs. Alex Sparks, Thomas Miller L. Hey, Thomas, you go for it. We're all behind you. We'll be right here to help you through all this. Paul DeVoe, William Owen Sr., Jaime Cole, Franklin Davis, Javier, I gave you a new name, Jaime. Franklin Davis, Will Spear, Robert Solis, Lucky Ward, Juan Balderas, Blaine Milam, Paul Story, Walter Sorto, Robert Roberson, Britt Ripkowski, Curtis Robertson, Stephen Curry, Eugene Broxton, Marcus Drury, Troy Glover, Joel White, Bill Sims, Gregory Allen, Jedediah Reed, Iron Thunderhorse, Amanda Bolton, Sugar Pom Pom. Hey, Sugar Pom Pom, cheer up. Everything's going to work out fine. Clinton Young. And that's all I've got tonight, guys, so y'all have a great week. Anybody want to be on the shout-out list, just write me and let me know you want to be on the list. I don't want to make anybody mad this year that I had their name on the list and they didn't tell me to. So just please write me and let me know you want to be on the list.
And that address to write Linda is 226 Chipmunk Trail, Shepherd, Texas, 77371. And all those letters go to David, of course, and then David disseminates the information to us.
That's a good word.
Disseminate.
How much money did you pay for that one? You look it up?
I do work, you know.
Oh. So what? That means you have enough money to pay for the words?
I do. I have to be highfalutin up in Montgomery County. All right. I'm going to do some shout-outs now. Taylor Parker. Hey, Taylor. One of my best friends in the world. Farron. Hey, Farron. Robert Solis. Brett. T. Hey, T. Hope you got my message. Big Head. Hey, Big Head. Blaine. Philo. Comb your hair, Philo. Daniel Ramirez. Kenneth Decker. Eugene Mayo, Rodrigo, Newt, Brian Bolt, Leroy, hey Leroy, Joel, hey Joel, Jay, one of my favorite people, Jay, over at the Win Unit, Rexalicious, hey Rexalicious, and CJ, and Mark Wayne, and Rodney, his name is Rodney Philpott. From the Bell Unit, Philpott. I looked that up. Gregory Truitt. I also sent you something. And I think that's it. I think that's all I have for tonight. I wanted to remind people that the next picture weekend is February 1st and 2nd. That's when the photos will be taken. I didn't have any issues this time with my photos. I got them right away. I think Linda got hers too.
Yep, I sure did.
Yep, so we didn't have any issues this time around. Normally we do. And the picture of Blaine and I that I threw up on the Facebook page for the prison show, it's gotten quite a few views. So Y'all schedule some visits with your loved ones. Go get some photos taken. So, and what else do I have? I have something.
They do the photos at a certain time every month.
The first weekend, full weekend.
They get 2 of them?
They get 2 of them, and they're free.
Woohoo!
I know. You get
Free?
That free. That never happened. Oh, and in case you didn't know, not 2 weeks ago, I called, or actually it was right before Christmas, I think it was. I don't remember. I called asking if indeed the vending machines inside the units were, because we had heard that they were going to be able to accept debit or credit cards. Well, I was told no, that was just a big old rumor. Well, guess what? It's not a rumor. TDC has now put it out. They will be accepting debit or credit cards. I did speak to the warden over at Polonsky, and you can only bring in one. You can only bring in either your debit/credit card, and he did point out that EBT will not be accepted. It's like, okay. And they won't accept American Express. So I guess all other Discover, MasterCard, Visa, they will be accepted. But if you bring in one, you cannot bring in the other. So,
as of yesterday, they don't have the readers in.
Yeah, he had said that it was going to take a little time for them to get them at Polonsky, but they were working hard to get them as soon as possible. He probably wanted to, because I was upset about other things, he was giving me some good news, because I do know that it's hard, because Linda usually gets me my dollar coins, because I can't find them anywhere up where I live. So Linda snags them for me, and I give her the money for them, obviously.
So they have a $35 limit?
Yes.
Yes.
And you have to choose whether you use coins or a card?
Correct.
You can't bring a mixture? What if I only got so many coins, but I got more money on my card?
Then you bring in the card.
Yeah. I think somebody's being picky. As long as it's in a clear plastic bag, they should.
Well, you would think, but Joy brought up a good point. I mean, when you go to the vending machines, you're going to have all these, like, $2 charges.
Yeah.
And all, yeah, because
your bank's going to start questioning it after about 3 of them. They'll probably, close it out and send just a fraud message on your phone.
Absolutely. And if you're not by your phone, to let them know that this is not fraud, I'm actually using it, your card may be declined at the vending machine while you're trying to use it.
And we can't carry in a cell phone, so we don't know.
No, you cannot, Linda. You can't.
I know that.
Don't do it, Linda.
Has she done that?
No, she hasn't.
My husband tried it once, but he didn't remember he had it in his pocket.
Yeah, excuses.
I know.
Yeah. I can see Linda doing it, standing in line to go get searched down, and she's Facebooking.
Yeah.
I almost carried my purse in. I carried my purse on my shoulder one day in the door, and the guard goes, "Linda, you know you can't bring your purse in." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh,
That's so funny.
I know."
Say, I want to make a big shout out to those 800 inmate firefighters out there in California.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we thank you for all your hard work, guys. And, man, there's got to be some laws that are changing where you guys can get out and get a job.
Yep. Absolutely.
But it's only in certain states, though, right?
It's only in certain states. And, Carrie was here in the studio on Friday, and then she was making videos because she had to evacuate. Her apartment was right there within blocks of the fire.
It's kind of funny. She had to go to jury duty that day.
Yes.
And she put videos out with all the smoke and everything going on.
Yep.
So, did you see that note I gave you from Travis Fletcher?
I did.
Yep.
Hey, Travis, I appreciate. Well, you said that I'm even greater on video. The video finally killed my curiosity on her audio.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah. Yeah, and I hope that's good. I hope it's good.
You're the cat lady.
I'm the cat lady, yeah. And, of course, I want to bring this up again. Rodney, I added you to e-messaging, Rodney, and I'm putting the card up to Facebook Live. He sent me a card that has a dog with a cat draped over its head. It says, "I have my thinking cat on." I love it. I think it's adorable. And your card was adorable. Made me smile. I'm still smiling just looking at it. I appreciate it.
Yep. Hey, I want to shout out to Daniel Walker Parker. We got your letter and all those return addresses over on the side. Leroy Caesar Carballo. Well, let's go back to the return addresses. That started a big conversation with us, didn't it? There's so many different return addresses. I mean, if you write somebody in Texas, you don't send it to their unit. You got to send it up to Dallas.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of other states where you don't even send it to their state. You send it to a whole different state. I mean, I think that the e-messages are just more simple.
What did Leroy's my friend? What?
Leroy Caesar Caballo, he wrote Lisa Martinez. I wanted to let him know that I did snap a picture of that and give it over to her. The brat.
Yeah,
the brat. And she's not feeling so hot tonight. I was trying to get her to call in, but she's not feeling so hot. She says she sounds rough.
Oh, we hope you feel better.
And then Stephen McCain, I'll let you know we did get your short little letter that you wrote. Humor, RR, that's the book. He sent us a book. He wrote a book.
Oh, that one. It was very short. I think David needs some more.
It's only about 12 pages. No, but he actually put a book in there. And you know, a lot of these guys like this, Leroy's in Navasota, over at the Wallace Pack. McCain, he's over at Wainwright. And at the Christmas shout-out, we had a lot of people from Wainwright that called in and made shout-outs. Guys, you need to let your families know that, I mean, they need to call us and make shout-outs. And that way you'll get your messages. Because everybody can hear us now. I mean, we're getting calls from Arizona and California, North Dakota, South Dakota, Kentucky, we got Indiana. I mean, you name it, they're out there.
You name it. Right.
And we're here every Friday from 9 to 11 Central Time. And the phone number is 713-526-5738, option number 2. I got a phone call earlier on my cell phone. And the cell phone's for during the day if somebody needs to call or something during the day. But you got to call the 713 number while we're here. But y'all can write us. Dani keeps giving out that number. 226 Chipmunk Trail, Shepherd, Texas, 77371. And it don't matter if you write it to the prison show or you send it to Dani or Lisa or Miss Linda. Just write us. Let us know what's going on. Let us know that you heard us. Actually, now you can see us because last week I uploaded 2 copies. You get your choice. I can either do you can watch us on the video, or if you want to put your earbuds in and lay down in your bunk at nighttime and listen to us, then that's cool too. It's your choice. It's the same way I do it on YouTube.
And also, I wanted to remind people, if by chance Stephen Nelson does not receive a stay prior to that date, we will be out protesting, and we want people to come out there and protest with us.
Is that on the 13th?
That's Richard Tabler on the 13th. Stephen Nelson is on February the 5th. So we will be out at the Huntsville unit on February the 5th, and I always do a Facebook Live. So make sure, if you can, tell your loved ones if they have it on their heart to come out there and protest with us, to definitely do it. If Stephen does not receive a stay prior to that day, we will be out there. Now, of course, he could receive a stay that day, which, as we all saw from Robert Roberson, stays can come at the very, last minute.
Speaking of Robert, I was texting Manuela a while ago. She's trying to do a shout out, but she's at work.
Oh.
So, Robert, at least you know that your wife loves you.
Very
She's
much.
thinking about you. She said she'd try and get out here, but she's got like 6 minutes, maybe 11 minutes. We'll see. It'd be nice if she did. We hadn't heard from her in a while.
I know. And we love her. We miss her.
So they put her on night shift.
Right.
Yes, and my kitty cats want her to come back soon.
Kitty cats miss her?
Yes, I had to start sleeping with them so that they wouldn't get lonely.
Oh.
But David will be uploading any videos that, well, I think your maximum is 4.
Can we get 4? So will you have more than that in 1 week?
No, not usually. No.
I mean, if I got to choose between a video and an audio, I'll upload the video.
Right. And I'm usually out there, and you'll be able to, during the whole time, be able to hear Gloria yelling.
On her bullhorn?
No, she nicks the bullhorn, and she has a microphone, and the big speaker is on a stand.
Oh, she graduated, huh?
Yeah, so the officers watch her put everything up, and with the dread look on their face, like, oh my God, this woman is back. Every single time.
Wow.
It's priceless. And, we do the protests at the Walls unit in Huntsville. So, definitely let your loved ones know. We still have the students from Sam Houston that come across. We have a variety of people that drive by us, yell at us. Hey, David, I got a question. If by chance on the videos of these protests, if by chance Gloria uses some questionable language, would that be an issue?
No, it's security issues. They're actually going to sit and every time I submit something, they have to actually watch it or listen to it to make sure that we're not sending messages or things like that.
No.
So I think a few curse words will make it by. She doesn't get that bad. She just gets too bad for FCC.
Correct.
So.
Right. She doesn't get, well, occasionally if they say something to her, she'll...
Really? Uses the F-bomb?
Not often.
Yeah. No, she just calls Abbott a murderer and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She don't hold back.
No, her hold back button is broken.
Yeah.
I can definitely tell you that.
So what have you been you got any news that we can use?
You know what? I had some news. I left it on my desk, but let me get on over here and see. I've been getting all this. Oh, Dave Atwood. If people, I'm sure everybody remembers Dave Atwood. He was a big part of the prison show for years. The TCADP,
Texas Coalition Against the Death Penalty.
Yes, he was one of the founders. They will be having their annual conference on February the 22nd, and the keynote speaker will be Joe Moody. So he is the Representative Joe Moody.
Man of the Year.
Yeah, evidently. And there's quite a few people that will be speaking at that. And Linda and I are now on the board for the Houston Peace and Justice Center.
Because you're peacemakers.
Because, we received the Peacemaker Award last year. So Sophia, who is the chairman of the board, all three of us will be attending this conference in Austin. So we're going to be there, and Sophia and I will be riding in the parade for Martin Luther King day, I made a decision to do something other than being around news coverage that day. If people don't know, January the 20th is, what is it, David?
What is January the 20th?
Yeah, it is inauguration.
Oh.
But it's also celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. So
I get to vote next year.
yeah,
I get off parole February 16th.
absolutely, you do.
It's taken me 35 years to complete a 28-year sentence. So I guess I shouldn't laugh about it, but it is kind of funny. I was a knothead.
Yeah, a big knothead.
Big knothead. I think I finally got it right. Knock on wood somewhere. It took a lot of sacrifice. I was just so hard-headed. I thought I had a right to do all this stuff, and then whenever I'd wake up in prison, I'm like, what am I doing here, you know?
Yeah, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Oh, my God.
It's everybody else's fault but mine. So I had to take control.
Right. Well, so we are going to be in the parade, and Gloria gave some information on the parade. So
you going to decorate the car?
I think Sophia will be doing that.
All by herself?
All by herself. She likes to pick me up and drag me around. I usually pick people up and drag them around. Sophia picks me up, which I love.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I really like Sophia.
Yeah, she's amazing, and she is doing. We had a little Zoom meeting this past week, and she's going to be. She's the incoming chairman, and she's going to do amazing. And if you're not familiar with the Houston Peace and Justice Center, they have members who have it's called Moving Waters, where they bring showers to homeless people, and they have members who you name it, and the Food Not Bombs. That's an organization that feeds the homeless people. So Houston Peace and Justice Center is made up of people or organizations who do a lot for the community. And Linda and I are honored to be on that board, very much. And Sophia is the one that nominated us for the Peacemaker Award. David and Dee Dee went to one of their...
we presented the Peacemaker Award to you.
No, one of their workshops.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know quite a few people that are actually there. And she invited me back in March. She said that y'all got some kind of a get-together thing in March, and she wants me to actually make a presentation about the prison show.
It's a great idea. It really is.
I put together a PowerPoint slideshow, and then Egberto Willies can put it on his projector.
Yep.
He likes doing that.
He does. He loves doing that, and he does a great job, too.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was looking down at this newsletter that Gloria has. She did great work, but she takes the most unfortunate photos.
Are you in there?
I am.
Oh, I see Lisa. I see Linda. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in
there. Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
You're right there beside her. Y'all should have been down in the front row. You know, almost if you'd have stood right there in front row where they're all kneeling at, you'd have been the same height.
I know, I would have been. In case y'all didn't know, Linda and I are very, very short. Both of us are short.
Hey, we got a caller.
We got a caller, yes. So, yeah, all the photos of us are very unfortunate. Thanks, Gloria, for putting this together.
It's Lydia.
Okay, let's
put her on.
Put her on the line. Hey, Lydia.
Hey, Dani. Yeah, I'm kind of late though.
It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Okay.
Better late than never.
Okay. Hi, mijo. I saw that the Texas Longhorns lost that game. It was on the news. Well, I was watching the news and I saw the score. It was close. But sending a warm hug And a big kiss. And my saludos to all the guys. My greetings to all the guys. You know who you are, Moy, William Spear. I want to thank William Spear for sending me a lovely email. Thank you for all your prayers, William. They are needed. Actually, my sister was kind of ill this last week, and I'm glad that you lifted her up in prayer. She was real sick with the flu, but she's doing well now. Thank you for your prayers. And let's see, Roderick and Eric and Blaine and Mark and Rudy. Just know that you all are thought of and in our prayers. Blaine. Who am I forgetting, Dani? Let's see.
Did you get Rodrigo?
Roderick, you mean? Roderick?
No, Blaine's mom calls him Rodrigo.
Oh, Rodrigo. No. No, I know she's not doing well, but
yeah, no.
Yeah, we're lifting her up too in prayers.
Absolutely.
There's so much need everywhere. But good night, guys, and know that you're thought of, okay? Strong hug. And thank you all, Dani, Linda, and David. Thank you. Thank you for being there for us.
Thank you, Lydia.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. I'm glad she made it in right under the wire. So you ready to close it out, David?
I'm sitting here talking without the mic on. Can you believe it?
No.
And Linda's over there talking with the mic on. So.
I know. I'm sitting here waving like, y'all, please don't say anything inappropriate.
And she's over there dreaming of Starbucks.
Yeah. I want a Starbucks.
She wants to go.
That sounds good.
11 o'clock at night. Why isn't the Starbucks open? They don't have 24-hour Starbucks.
No. If y'all know of one, please let.
I bet we can Google it. There's got to be one. This is Houston, Texas. Everybody's up 24 hours a day.
That's true.
Yeah.
They are.
All right. Well, we're fixing to get out of here, and we appreciate y'all listening. Like I said earlier, pass the word on to your loved ones. Let them know that they can call us and shout out. We've got a lot of people that call, and they want us to shout out for them. But, man, y'all want to hear their voice. We understand that. It's better to hear your mama say how much she loves you, or it's better to hear your dad or your wife, whoever your loved one is, to call up and say, hey, Johnny, I can't come see you this week, but we'll make sure that we're there next week. Whenever I was in prison, all the callers became my family because my family didn't call and make shout-outs. I found it hard to believe that somebody cared, and we're here. We're caring for you. We're giving the platform that everybody needs to be able to get the word into the wire. And now the wall and the wire is so big, 45 states worth. So you guys out in Arizona or South Dakota, North Dakota, Kentucky, California. We got a letter from California today. So wherever you guys are at, let your families know. We're on every Friday from 9 to 11 Central Time. And you guys can call us at 713-526-5738. Somebody asked me if that was a toll-free number, but man, who pays long distance on their cell phones anymore? So I don't. I can call anywhere I think.
Real quick, free Big Daddy.
Free Big Daddy. Y'all stay tuned for Damage Control. Skyla, Dawn, and them, they'll be on and they'll be jamming tonight. So y'all have a good weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Stay warm.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well, I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking poor JV. I'm Someone showed me more. In my dreams I can see a freedom. I will hold you once more. The men with no visitors, no money on the books. Remember, David's always gonna be here. You're never so alone. This thing's my love. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio. Prison radio. And to all the laughers, man.